Welcome, Scorpio. It's your in-depth weekly astrology overview and zodiac forecast for week commencing the 6th of April for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. I'm going to share with you the big themes of the week first, then on screen your event chart as we step into the week, always influential as a backdrop for the whole 7 days. I'll then go through each of the influences frame by frame to give you a clear picture of what you can expect in terms of your energy, work, relationships, and finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. So this is a week when your traditional ruler, Mars, is right at the heart of the celestial action, but it can be in a very constructive way. But your modern higher octave ruler of Pluto is still very much in the mix too, and for two reasons. Please stay with me as I explain on both. But also the most creative part of your situation, which has been a little bogged down and may have seen some frustrations, perhaps even around your social or love life, that really starts to move, which is exciting. But at the end of this week, there is a very tense energy through a quarter moon, which I need to explain. So on the screen, Scorpio is your event chart. As ever, we need to look at the two luminaries. Now, the moon is in the free-spirited sign of Sagittarius in the second house. So early in the week, you might be thinking about your everyday costs. But just as last week came to a close, it was in your sign and in a direct opposition with the jagged, unpredictable Uranus. If you did have some words or some tension with someone late on Sunday, it wouldn't be a surprise. But Venus, the planet of relating, does retain its occupancy in the most harmonizing part of your chart. So that could take the edge off that. It's just that she's still in a right angle with your modern ruler of Pluto. And around relationships, there just might feel quite a lot of intensity, emotion riding high. Pluto can disguise things, and perhaps this is an aspect which really encourages you not to be too diplomatic. So if there is something you're unsettled about, I think you should find your voice. The great news, however, is that your traditional ruler Mars forges a stunning alliance to Uranus in your sector of relating. And by the middle of the week, I think you can prick the tension that that Pluto-Venus square has created. And I think that will help if you can both express how you feel cleanly. It might not be a romantic relationship. It could be a friendship or with a colleague. Talking about your creative and social interaction, Mercury, of course, has been in Pisces. The fifth house is good for you. Mercury can be mischievous in the fifth house. It's just soggy in Pisces. And of course, has been going through that big retrograde, but also the pre and the post retrograde period. So this Thursday, Mercury emerges and we should get greater clarity. But it is forging a fantastic link to Jupiter at the start of this week. So if you are feeling that something's flowing for you, I think it can speed up quite a lot in the first half, which will please you greatly. But Mars, your ruler, does move into its other home sign other than you. It's the sole ruler of the sign of Aries, and it arrives there for 6 weeks on Thursday. Now, ordinarily, that would give you a lot of extra vitality and stamina. And if you were wanting to get fitter and really more active, that's certainly going to be part of Mars's appeal here. Of course, it rules the sign of Aries, but here it's very much about thrust. It's just that it meets immediately the misty energies of Neptune. If you are talking about a job or you're thinking about a new approach to your diet or fitness, just take your time a little bit. I think it's going to be once Mars gets past Neptune and Saturn that you will get greater clarity. And that's going to really be something that develops as April goes on. But that brings us to that quarter moon at the end of the week. The moon moves forwards into your third house, squaring off with the sun in the sixth. Now, the sixth house is about being conscientious, virtuous, making sure things are running efficiently. Mars moving into that area could see you want to do that if Neptune allows. But don't try too hard at the end of this week. I really wouldn't, Scorpio. I think if you're trying to tackle a do-it-yourself task or some jobs that you've put off in the domestic sphere, just give yourself a really achievable list, because if you give one that's too big, you're going to end up feeling a bit edgy and stressed out as the week draws to a close. I'm going to summarize those four areas of work, energy, finance, and relationships. But if you've yet to watch your deep dive forecast for April, please see that on the screen now. Yet to take in your Libra full moon video, that's on the screen too. If you've yet to sign up for your free daily horoscope fired to your device each morning for your cosmic pit stop, please see the link below. If you'd like to work with me, please check out my testimonials. And if you'd like to order your personal horoscopes, totally unique to you and helps you to understand how astrology has had such an incredible impact on your life journey, please see below for more. So to summarize, I think relationships could be a bit complex as you come into this week, especially if there was some tension late on Sunday. But I think fresh air can start to show up from the middle of the week. Also, if you're doing something that's more enterprising, especially around your work, if you're a creative, Mercury's linked to Jupiter, and Mercury coming out of its post retrograde shadow is going to also see a lot more movement too. Now, in terms of your home situation, I should have mentioned that Pluto's continuing link with Saturn suggests if you're renovating or trying to make some improvements, as long as you don't try to pack too much in at the end of this week, solid progress is possible. But Mars moving into your sixth house does suggest if you're not very happy about your diet, your exercise routine, the amount of sleep you're getting, those are things you will review with energy and vigor, but not, I wouldn't advise you go at that too quickly. But if you're not happy in your job, Mars can certainly give you a lot of desire to change that over the next few weeks. It's been a pleasure being with you, Scorpio. Have a great week. All the best and goodbye.